said, so do you believe in Jesus? I said, brother, listen, it's not a matter of belief with me. It's a matter of fact. What you mean, man? I told him that Jesus Christ came into existence by a vote of 318 Roman Catholic bishops and by order of an edict of Emperor Constantine in the year 325 AD at the Nicene Council. I said, brother, that is a fact. And you can go check out anything that I just said. He said, so what you saying?
Peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstorm. What's going on, everyone? Happy Easter, happy Ishtar, happy Hathor Day, right? It is still the last day of the Holy Week. Well, really, you have till Monday. Those full moon energies from yesterday are still in effect. Still time for us to power up. I am walking, headed to the gym. And what I want to talk to you guys about is giving or rebirthing, right? The rebirthing process. You know, people are going to be going to church this morning. They're going to be talking about becoming born again, becoming saved, becoming anew. What does that really mean, though? In concrete, simple terms. What does that really mean to be born again? What does it really mean to be renewed or to be made anew in the spirit of the Lord, right? What does that mean? Well, when we're dealing with Easter, or we're dealing with Ishtar, the symbol is the egg, right? The symbol is the egg. So we know that when we are conceived here on this planet and we are reborn as a renewed ancestor, because that's what we are. We're all renewed ancestors. So as we're reborn as a renewed ancestor, and our sperm, the energy of the father, meets with the energy of the mother, then masculine and energy come together, masculine and feminine come together to create the God force through the friction of sex, and here you come, right? Here you and I come. So the sperm goes into the egg, and the egg pretty much is where, and if you look at the spinal column and the brain, right, and you look at the head of the sperm and the tail of the sperm, you could tell that your skeletal system is directly derived from the sperm. Look at the color of the sperm, right, and look at the color of your bones. They're similar, not for any reason, not for no reason, right? In the Kemetic theology, they teach that we come, or the Egyptian Kemetic theology, they teach that mankind sprang from the waters of Nu. Your sperm is also called semen, right? So your sperm hits the egg. Now, for 9 months, or less, or maybe a little bit more, right? But usually within that 9-month time frame, you are gestating in that egg. And in that egg, you are going through a transformation process. In that transformation process, what you need is nutrients, you need love, you need to be cared for, right? That's why they say it's very toxic for women to be working or operating heavy machinery during that time. It's very toxic for women to be arguing and in negative events during that time, right? She needs to get her rest. She needs to have a certain diet. If she's drinking and smoking, doing drugs, she needs to stop. Because in this process, there's a level of purification needed to bring you here on this planet, healthy, to bring you here on this planet with the ability to grow as strong as you could be mentally, physically, and spiritually, right? You're trying to avoid your children being born with certain birth defects. And in this process, I pressed something on my phone now, I can't even get it off. But anyway, in this process of you being in that egg, there's a cleaning up that needs to be done. If you're a smoker, and you smoking 4 or 5 cigarettes a day, you can't have a baby or get pregnant and continue the same behavior. You can't have a baby or get pregnant and continue to drink, Hennessy every night after work and get drunk all the time. If you have a baby, you can't move around the same way you move. You don't have the same energy to do certain things, right? You also have symptoms that change you, right? The woman's body changes physically and it changes biochemically, where she has different mood swings, right? She has different urges for different food. It's all a transformation process. And in this transformation process, that's when new life begins. But there has to be sacrifices. There has to be things that are given up. There has to be things that change. There has to be things that are mastered. There has to be discipline, right? Discipline and sacrifice. Once the mother, the wise mother, exhibits discipline and sacrifice when it comes to birthing a child, then the child, 9 times out of 10, comes out healthy. Now, we know the government, with their different, vaccination programs and things like that, are putting new things in the mix, right? So, there's different ailments such as what do you call it? Kids with autism and stuff like that, right? Do these experiments, but we're not going to get into that. What I'm saying is, if you do these things correctly, the science states that you're going to be birthing a healthy baby boy or a healthy baby girl. Well, it's the same thing with your life, because now you've come out of the egg of your mom. You've come out of the egg of that placenta. You've come out of the egg of that womb. And now you are in the egg of the world, right? You're in the oval of the world. You're in the ovum of the universe. Even if you look at the galaxy and its spiral, you still see an egg shape, right? If you look at planets, they're not perfectly round. They're egg-shaped. So the egg is really a place, this planet is really a place for growth, development, and birthing. But there has to be discipline, there has to be sacrifice, and there has to be commitment in order to be healthy, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So, this particular time of Ishtar, this particular time the Egyptians call Easter-Ishtar-Hathor-Het-Heru, Het-Heru is the house. Het is the house. Heru is the hero. So it's the house of the hero. The house of the hero would be considered the reproductive and the sexual organs, right? That's where your hero energy comes from. That's where your chi comes from, right? When you're having sex. That's why people say, oh God, oh Lord Jesus, right? Even if they're non-Christian, even if they're atheists, for some reason, you'll be screaming out, oh God, right? You'll be moaning like as if you were at church hearing the gospel, right? Sexual energy and sacred energy and spiritual energy are one and the same. And this is why the church demonizes it. This is why the church is always against sex and sexual activity, because it's directly connected to spiritual activity. The enjoyment of spirituality, the feeling of good vibes, the feeling of good energy is directly connected to sexual energy. Directly connected to sexual energy. If you see a person that hasn't had sex for a while, right? They're usually frustrated. They're usually crabby. They're quick-tempered. They have an attitude. And when that person finally does have sex and it's enjoyable and they release, then they feel better. They'll feel happier. They're more joyful. So the goddess Het-Heru, or the goddess Hathor, the sacred cow, if you look at the cow milk, it's the same color as that semen. That's the same color as your bones. If you look at that sacred cow, you know that it nurses other cows as well, right? So it's all about the birthing process. It's all about the nurturing process. But it's also tied to joy, it's tied to fertility, and also visualization. You have to see it first before it becomes a reality. You have to visualize it first, and that's another egg, which is your mind. You have another egg-shaped thing, which is your brain, right? Your brain's not a perfect circle, it's egg-shaped. And your mind is infinite. But infinite is captured in mathematics by the zero, which is a circle. So your visions, if you look at your eyeball, it is also egg-shaped, right? They got the egg is the symbol of Easter, or Ishtar, or Hathor, or Het-Heru. So now is the time for us to gestate our visions, our goals, the things we want to become, the fears that we want to eliminate, and face them. Because the energy of Aries, the Aries sun, is here. The energy of the Aries sun is here as well, to conjoin with the Easter-Ishtar-Hathor energy. Also, today we are in a Pisces moon, and Pisces deals with spiritual reflection, looking back, reflecting on where you've been spiritually. How was your spiritual growth? What type of behaviors have you changed? What type of changes have you seen in your life? And most importantly, what type of have you been working on alleviating and eliminating childhood trauma? Have you faced your childhood trauma? Have you created new visions? If you had childhood trauma, your mother, father, cousin, auntie, sister, brother, caretaker, foster parents, foster system, have you faced this trauma and revisioned it in order to fit you? Are you using this energy today of the sacred egg? And all these people going to church to worship the sacred egg because they're celebrating Ishtar, they're celebrating Easter, they're celebrating Het-Hathor, they're celebrating Het-Heru. So they're celebrating this energy of joy, this energy of vitality, this energy of birthing or rebirthing, the energy tied to music, the energy tied to love, that Venusian energy, but also that egg-type energy, that womb-type energy, where you could birth anything that you want to. Hopefully you have been doing your meditations, as I've said earlier, twice a day, if possible. If you couldn't hit them twice a day, once a day. Hopefully during the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction this week, you did them 3 times a day. Hopefully you've been taking your ginger tea, your lime tea, your soursop, your guava leaves, right? All the other herbs that I have discussed and talked about in my videos. Hopefully you use today to meditate. As you walk and visualize, you use today to visualize the reality that you want to see. And to use that sacral, sacred energy. That sacral, sacred energy. And one of the ways you do this is this. When you are meditating, right? How you hold your penis, right? With the men, you know, you have perineum. You squeeze it. That's how you hold your penis. That's how you hold your pee. Stop the urine from running down, right? So when you're meditating and you start to meditate and you're thinking these thoughts, you're fighting these childhood traumas. You're repurposing these images in your mind, right? You're visualizing these new goals. So you know what you need to work on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you need to work on. You know you. You know the behaviors that you want to change. You know the traumas that are holding you back. You know the things that you need to sacrifice and cut out in order for you to be reborn, in order for you to be reborn healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? So what you're going to do, you go into your meditation as you breathe in and squeeze the belly. You also are going to squeeze as if you were holding your pee. Squeeze that perineum, right? You're going to squeeze and exhale. When you exhale, you're going to let it go. You're going to continue to do that until you get into meditative trance. What this does is basically signaling to your brain, and it is stirring your sacral chakra. It is giving frequency and vibration to your sacral chakra or your sexual chakra, where your sacred secretions come from, right? And they cycle throughout the body, throughout, the chi cycles throughout the body, that Ra energy, right? That pranic energy, and so forth and so on. This is today of all days, because we follow the stars not to worship them, but to use them for our benefit. So today is one of the days where this is going to be the most powerful. Take some time today to dive deep. Write these things down if you need to. What is it that I need to work on? What is the fear that I need to face? What is the childhood trauma that's holding me back? The things that I keep thinking about that anger me? What new visions do I need to take into my mind? What is it that I need to sacrifice? Right? Do I need to sacrifice time so I could work out? Do I need to sacrifice smoking cigarettes? Do I need to sacrifice drinking so much? Do I need to, and try to get to the source as you're doing this writing, as you're again, going back. The moon is in Pisces. So reflecting, right? What is it that's been holding me back, and what is it that I need to, again, let go? What is it? Am I eating emotionally? All right. Am I eating emotionally? Am I eating just because whenever I'm stressed out or whenever I have pains or problems, right? Am I looking to food to feel good? This is about rebirthing. This Ishtar energy is about rebirthing, right? And reflecting on our lives, reflecting on where we are today and where we want to go. And this is an Aries sun, so it's about that warrior energy, that courageous energy, to put that into that womb of the mind and to make things happen. With that said, take those meditation techniques, get those herbs into your body, right? Put your crystals on, take them out in the sun if it's sunny where you are, hopefully. Get you some sun, get that Ra energy into your body. I'm about to hit the gym, y'all. You know, stir some more chi in my body. And today we're going to use this energy to power ourselves up. So when we look back next year, we're in a whole new space. We're a whole new person, and we're not worshiping the Most High, but we are becoming the Most High and reflecting the God within, so that when people see us, they don't just see a person, they see God. That's the goal of this. They see God. And God is peace of mind, ultimately. God is able to use the negative and the positive in alchemy. That's what this womb energy is about. That's what this egg energy is about. That's what this Hathor-Het-Heru, right, Ishtar energy is about. Happy Easter-Ishtar-Hathor Day. Peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstone.
We got this new thing called classism. It's racism's cousin. This is what we do to hold people back. This is what we do. And we got this other thing that's also been working for a long time where you don't have to be racist anymore. It's called self-hate. It works on itself. It's like real estate of racism. Where just like that, when someone comes up and says something like, I am a God, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a God. I just told you. That's who I think I am. Would it have been better if I had a song that said, I am a nigga? Or if I had a song that said, I'm a gangster? Or if I had a song that said, I am a pimp? All those colors and patinas fit better on a person like me, right? But to say you are a God, especially when you got shipped over to the country that you're in and your last name is a slave owner's. How could you say that? How could you have that mentality?